What's happening, YouTube? Got Clay here. Hope everybody's doing well. I certainly am. Well, little housekeeping. Smoking this Marksman Dublin. Old estate pipe that I found and fixed up. And what I'm smoking inside of it is what I want to talk about. I'm sure most of you have a few blends in your cellar that you enjoy, but that particular blend don't like you. If that makes any sense. Well, what I mean is, you know, as far as like aromatics, things like that. Do you have that blend that you really enjoy the flavor of, but tends to get a little hot on your tongue, a little uncomfortable for you to smoke? I think I may have come up with something to where you can enjoy that blend. And I've been doing a little experimenting. I'm bad for that, experimenting with stuff, and but I think I've come up with a pretty good solution to that problem. So, what I'm smoking in this pipe today is Sutliff pumpkin spice, which is a really nice tasting aromatics. It's got that fall type of feel to it. You know, the smell reminds you of a, you know, fall of the year or cold weather or whatever. It's just like a comforting blend of the flavor and the smell of it. But anybody who's enjoyed that blend before, they know it's kind of a wet, gloopy type of an aromatic. I hadn't looked into it to see what's in it, but I'm sure it's Burleys and Cavendishes and maybe some Virginia in there, I'm not sure. But I can usually smoke it. I have to let it dry, but it's still, with the topping that's on it, it gets a little uncomfortable for me to smoke sometimes. And if anybody who's been following me for a while, y'all know I usually don't smoke a lot of aromatics. I just have started coming back around to them. But the way I've the way I've learned to enjoy this blend is by adding a little something to it, and that is Cornell and Deal white burley, which is a blending tobacco. If you've ever had white burley, it's almost tasteless. Almost smokes like you're smoking nothing. You know, it's just like it's a faint nuttiness you get from this tobacco. So, from what I understand, a lot of blenders use white burley as a carrier tobacco. What I mean is they use the white burley to case or flavor, is what I'm trying to say, to get a blend to where they want it. And white burley produces huge plumes of smoke, a really heavy mouthfeel, which I like, you know, and it lets you know you really smoking on something, you know what I mean? And I guess it's satisfying to, you know, when you take a good drag off your pipe, you get a lot of smoke out of it, you know? At least it is for me. But I mixed these two tobaccos about a little more than probably 60-40. Probably about, you know, 60% pumpkin spice and 40% white burley. And before I mix them, I'll lay the pumpkin spice out on a plate or you know, a cookie sheet or something with some paper towels, and lay it out, let it dry for a few hours, and it's still moist when you get back to it. And coffee. That's that big stein that Jim bought me for Christmas. It's got the metal lining in it now. Keeps your coffee nice and warm. like it. But I lay it out and let it dry, and then after it's to where I feel like it's not too wet, that's when I'll add my white burley to it. And I just mix it around real good in a bowl or whatever. And I do enough, about 5 or 6 bowls worth, and then I'll just put it in a baggie or something, or a little small half-pint jar. That way I got a few bowls of smoke on here and there, because it's not a daily smoke for me. I don't smoke it all day or anything like that, but it's nice once in a while. But that is how I figured out how to smoke some aromatics that I enjoy the taste and flavor, but they don't like me. They give me a little discomfort on my tongue, and sometimes it leads to some tongue bite, and I try to avoid that at all costs, you know. But I think it's a really neat thing. You know, you may have to adjust the ratios for your palate. But it makes it enjoyable for me, especially if you got company over and you're not going to piss anybody off with the smell of some haunted bookshop or something like that, you know. Because a lot of people don't like the smell of, you know, a pretty strong burley blend or whatever, so it does help in that department. It may make you a friend, is what I'm trying to say. But that's what's been working for me with some aromatics, and I've also been working on a couple of blends of my own. It's a burley and bright and red Virginia, plus some dark fired, and I've been kind of messing around with the ratios on that, and I got it about where I want it. But now the question is, do I add Perique? Do I add Perique? I really like Perique. But maybe I'll just leave this one the way it is and keep smoking on it and see what I think. And maybe I'll do another batch and add some Perique to it. We'll have to see. But I wanted to share that little bit of information with y'all, maybe to help some of y'all out. Maybe some of you new pipe smokers. Maybe you're getting a little tongue bite from those wet aromatics. Let them dry a little bit, add a little white burley to them. It's cheap stuff. You can get your ounce, a couple bucks. Just a thought. Anyways, just want to drop in, say hello, and till next time, y'all. Have a good one.